or come back to the channel. We are ignoring the truth of today. There's many truths of today we are ignoring. We are living a fantasy that was sold to us in the past. And now that the system is crumbling, it's exposing a lot of the weaknesses that was there before. For some people, living off grid is a dream. And for some people, it might be silly, especially 10 years ago, where people were seeing it more as what hippies would do, as a, fantasy, as some sort of rebellion that is unnecessary, and very inconvenient. Or, the current days of today, 2026 and onwards, there is a lot of inconvenience in the current system. And that's what exposes it a lot. That's what gives a lot of people awareness of what's actually happening. Now, I hope you are able to be a bit reflective on how life is able to change if you don't make an action. Many of us often, we are not aligned with ourselves, and we don't have a system, a routine that is with ourselves rather than what we have to do, because that's two different things. You have to combine both what you have to do and what you feel like doing, what your character says you need to do, you want to do. Both. I didn't know this before. I didn't know this. I thought when I grow up, I will be, and when I mature, I will be just learning how to live, learning what is cooking, learning what is, what responsibilities I have as an adult, how I should speak, how I should take certain roles of assets, of people, of jobs, and how I should communicate with people. That was the basis. And now that I'm inside of it for the first time in my life, newly I'm inside of it, I realize that it's more than that. It's actually different. It's including that, but the main thing is actually awareness and being in line with yourself. For a while, since my teenage years, I wanted to be independent. I wanted to have my own say in things and able to be sleep well, able to not go into bad habits over and over again to survive. I didn't want survival being a home inside of my home. So I needed to change a lot of things, and I was aware of that I needed to change a lot of things in my life. Ever since I did research deeper into the topic of narcissism, everything changed for me in a way where I finally found out that I don't need to speak to a therapist and explain my whole story, because there were some things that were in line with my story, 99%. And that was like a miracle moment. That was like incredible. That was impossible in my eyes. I thought that the lifestyle that I lived, the kind of dysfunctional family that I had, this kind of dysfunctional personal life that I had, was very unique. It wasn't very unique. It existed, but I wasn't aware of the outside life because I was still stuck in the life that I was used to, And that's the thing about being inside of these environments. They make you feel like the lifestyle that you're living in, the food that you're eating, is natural. The habits that you have is natural. It's the way that things are. And you get used to it. Just like when you first go inside of a pool, a swimming pool, you become used to the temperature in there. This is a problem in your life, that you often have confusion of what is causing your issues. You often have this sense of uneasiness, and you don't know what's exactly making you unstable here and there. Some might research and find out in their own life, in their own time, without even seeing any experts. And some don't for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And I realized one of the most consequential things that you can do in your life is not being aware of the dysfunctions and what they are called and what they are and how deep they go. Because when you live inside of it, you become one with it. Some of the toxic traits that is around you, you start to harness it and have some of it in your own life. And the chain continues. And the confusion makes you stupid. The confusion makes your mind, the way that you speak, the way that you carry out some work, the way that you game, the way that you have fun, you do hobbies, you cook. It becomes unstable, irrational. You make stupid mistakes because you're uneasy. That's what happens. That is one of the biggest wealths that you can have when you grow up, when you mature. To know what is causing your discomfort is one of the biggest revolutions that you make in your life, one of the best changes. I hope that the next generation is more aware of the whole topic of narcissism. Okay, each one of us has narcissism inside of us. There is minimum 10% of narcissism in all of us. So we should be aware of it. We should try to accept it, not control it, but accept it. Accept the parts that are broken, the parts that are focused on desire, focused on getting it for ourselves, focused on the ones that are entitled inside of us. Instead of looking for a magical pill, a magical medicine, or a therapist that is going to save your life like Superman and Wonder Woman, because this is not real life. It's not feasible. If it happens rarely, it happens rarely. You have to be able to accept that. And acceptance, reflection, has been the keys to actually unlocking this kind of experience, wealth, health, knowledge, and it makes life easier. You have this perspective of life being so difficult because 5 problems that already exist in your life currently become 20 problems because this narcissist makes it that way. And they often try to sabotage your efforts to solve problems. And when you realize this, your whole landscape changes, your whole way of seeing the world changes. And I hope that we can be honest in the future. I hope that we can reflect. I hope that we can unite. I hope that we can be vulnerable. Because many of us are not because of pressures. Thanks for watching. I hope this meant something. See you next.